exhaust when it fits just right.
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
And welcome, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. We're going to be starting a little bit earlier today here on Out to Lunch. A little extension. You know why? Because I have so many things to talk about, and I only have so much time. So I want to talk about it with you here today. There are so many things coming up here for Thanksgiving and the holidays, and we want to mention them. Of course, I've got some great conversation stories for you as well. Thank you to Jennifer Sanchez for, of course, coming in and talking with us. I meant to announce, of course, that due to her scheduling, now we have Wise Coffee Chat on Wednesdays. Now, those Wise Coffee Chat will be on Wednesdays, and they will be at 9 o'clock. So that's going to be the new schedule. If you're just tuning in right now, just wanted to let you know. Wise Coffee Chat with Jennifer Sanchez usually was on Mondays. That was at 11 o'clock. But scheduling changing now is allowed for her to be able to go on at the 9 o'clock hour for the community hour. That is from 9 until 10 o'clock. So if you're interested in tuning in, that will be happening now on Wednesdays. And I think it fits pretty well, too. It is the Wise Coffee Chat on Wednesdays. Wednesdays with Wise Coffee Chat, right? I think it fits pretty well with the W's there. And of course, it's still a little bit earlier in the morning. So of course, you have your cup of coffee, you're continuing on your morning, getting up and listening. And she's always so inspirational, of course, on all of the guests that she had. I guess she had on today was very inspirational and empowering women and local small businesses as well. And so if you want to check that out, that'll be posted shortly. You can find it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. So let's go through the weather and temperatures. We'll start off here for today. We have temperatures at the 40s, pretty much staying in the 40s today. High of 45 degrees. It's going to be overcast. We see a high near 45. A low of 40 degrees is in the forecast. Now, tonight's going to be that new moon, but you might not see it a whole lot just because it is going to be overcast. However, if the moon does glow, then, of course, you'll be able to kind of tell where it is, of course, because of the glowing sphere that's happened to be in the sky for that new moon. But depending on the lights and things like that too, and how overcast it might be, that'll kind of depend. So we see a high of 45 degrees and a low of 40 degrees for tonight. We see a high of 54 tomorrow, so it is going to be going up. We see a low of 39 degrees coming in. Considerable amount of cloudiness is going to be in the forecast, and that's going to be for Thursday night. Heading on into Friday, we see a high of 51. It's going to be on the 21st. Mainly cloudy skies are in that forecast. We see a low of 31 degrees, cloudy early with partial clearing expected late. That's going to be coming up here. That's for Friday night. Heading on into Saturday, the 22nd, we see a high of 51. Partly cloudy skies are in that forecast. We see a low of 37 degrees, mostly clear skies. That's going to be coming up. And we do see about a 10% chance of some rain that's going to be coming through, and possibly some freezing rain as well because of the temperatures being a little bit lower. Now, that percentage there being only 10% is not too bad. So I don't think that it's going to be anything too dire. For Sunday, we see a high of 55, partly cloudy skies with a low of 35 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and that's going to be coming up. That is for Sunday night. Monday rolls around, we see a high of 55, sunshine and clouds are mixed. We see a low of 43 degrees with about a 60% chance of rain, and that'll be coming up here. That is for Monday night. So that's a low of 43 degrees. Heading on into Tuesday, overcast skies are in the forecast with rain showers at times. High of about 50 degrees with a chance of rain at 60%. So that's going to be coming up. That's for Tuesday. And then it's going to drop down to 31 as our low for Tuesday night with about a 25% chance of snow. Now, remember, with the temperatures being a little higher earlier in the day, if that rain/snow does continue on, with it being a high of 50, it'll be rain, down to 31, possibly some freezing rain. So just make sure you're prepared because it's going to be potentially a little bit slick outside. For Wednesday, the 26th, we see a high of only 37, so it's going to stay a little bit colder out. Sunshine and clouds are going to be mixed. We see a low of 21 degrees coming through in the forecast. That is for Wednesday night, and that's a few clouds from time to time are going to be in that forecast with about roughly 15% chance of snow currently right now. For Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we see a high of only 30 degrees. It's going to be chilly. We're going to see it continue on to lower a bit, go up and then lower down even more with some snow coming up, accumulating into the month of December. We do see sunshine and clouds mixed with the high of 30 degrees, low of 18 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and that will be coming up. That's for Thursday. For Friday the 28th, we see partly cloudy skies and a high of 28 degrees with a low of 19 degrees coming up. That will be for Friday night. For Saturday the 29th, we see here partly to mostly cloudy skies in the forecast with a high of 32. 60% chance of snowfall is going to be accumulating. That will be for Saturday night with a low of 25 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies will be with that late night snow showers coming through. For Sunday, we see a high of 38 snow showers in the morning, giving way to a mixture of rain and snow in the afternoon. We see a low of 27 degrees. Occasional snow showers will be coming up. That's for Sunday night. So again, that's the 30th. Pretty much just telling you everything else that's going on throughout the rest of this month of November. We are going to be seeing the temperatures eventually starting to drop a little bit. It does peak up a little bit into the 50s and then dropping down into the 20s and the 30s and into the teens for night. So again, it's time to start getting the de-icers out for your cars and your vehicles so that you're ready for that. We want to start off your morning here, of course, with an inspirational story. This is from sunnyskies.com. This was posted today by an anonymous user. Saw a kid crying alone at a bus stop and I couldn't ignore it. This morning, I noticed a small kid sitting alone at the bus stop with tears rolling down his face. People were walking by, but something told me to stop and check. Turns out he has lost his way trying to get to school, and I sat with him, helped him call his parent, and waited until they arrived. His mom hugged him so tightly, almost crying herself, that I gladly stopped sometimes. The smaller pause, I'm sorry, let me reread that. His mom hugged him so tightly, almost crying herself. I'm glad I stopped sometimes. Sorry, the punctuation here is not right in this particular article. My English brain is, I had strong suit in English class growing up as a kid. Crying yourself, comma. I'm glad I stopped. Sometimes the smaller pauses in life can change someone's whole day. So you can find that posted. That's on sunnyskies.com for more information. The time is 10:15. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks, Nancy and Becky, for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
When your car needs trusted care, think All Around Auto Body in Schaumburg. Family owned for over 30 years, they deliver high-quality collision repair and dependable service from start to finish. Call 847-352-3825. They're located at 501 Morse Avenue in Unit D. Get your vehicle back in shape with the experts who care. All Around Auto Body, where your car is treated like family. Call 847-352-3825 today. Proud sponsors of America's First Responders Fest.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. We hope that you are enjoying your morning so far. We were going through the weather and temperatures here for just a little bit, seeing what we are having for the day today, and kind of just going through pretty much the rest of the month that we're seeing here as well. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go through a couple different news articles for you, just kind of keeping you in tune with some things here, a couple different news stories that are out there. So wanted to go through some of that here with you. And then, of course, we'll also go through, the usuals here on Out to Lunch, what we like to talk about, things that are happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. That'll continue on throughout the rest of the show. We also do have a couple different conversations as well that we'll mention. So we'll go through a big question. We'll also have our conversation story of the day today. And maybe even if we have some time, we'll go through some other different stories as well. So because there's a lot of different things that are are going on here, especially coming up here for Thanksgiving. We want to definitely announce some good things. So in recent news posted, 1 dead and 1 is injured as a vehicle strikes 2 pedestrians in downtown West Chicago. Posted a couple days ago by Paul Stukel on FoxValleyMagazine.com. 1 person was killed and 1 injured when a vehicle struck 2 pedestrians in downtown West Chicago Saturday afternoon. At approximately 1:32 p.m., West Chicago officers responded to the intersection of Main Street and Washington Street for a report of 2 pedestrians struck by a motor vehicle. Upon arrival, officers observed the 2 victims in the roadway with injuries. West Chicago Fire Protection District paramedics responded and transported both victims to area hospitals where 1 died from their injuries. The vehicle's driver remained at the scene and is cooperating with investigators. The name of the victim is being withheld pending notification of the family. No further information as to the cause of the accident or any charges will be filed against the driver is available at this time. So that's in recent news posted on to FoxValleyMagazine.com. CBS News Chicago is ringing the bell for the Salvation Army Red Kettles. We know it. This is the time of season when it is happening. This is posted today by Alyssa Kaufman of CBSNews.com. CBS News Chicago is ringing the bell for the Salvation Army on Wednesday. You can donate to the iconic Red Kettle set up on Dearborn and Washington Streets. The Salvation Army serves more than 200,000 people in need in the Chicago area. Money put in these kettles over the holiday season will help provide gifts to children, food, shelter, and disaster relief. Donations can also be made to the CBS Chicago Virtual Red Kettle. Now, that Virtual Red Kettle, there is a website that you'll be able to go on to. It is the donate. If you just go to the Salvation Army website, they have a search term where you can search for specific locations. If you look for West Chicago, it'll come up and you'll be able to find it there. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you can also find it on the screen here too. CBS2 saying, thank you for supporting the Salvation Army this Christmas season. And of course, you're going to be seeing a lot from the Salvation Army coming up. We've got Toys for Tots. We have a lot of good things that are happening during this holiday season. So of course, you can check that out around many different local area businesses and organizations. Definitely tend to see them at a lot of different grocery stores, as many of us know. You know, you've got the Red Kettle out there. You have usually someone dressed as Santa or maybe even just in their nice bundle up coat and jacket. And of course, they're ringing that bell. So you'll be able to donate there too with those Red Kettle boxes that says the Salvation Army on it. So again, a good slot to put in some coins or maybe even some dollars as well if you have a little extra, of course, this holiday season. I know money's tight right now, of course, with the economy, but again, even just a little bit does make a really big difference. So if you want to check out more information on that, you can find it. Donate Salar. I'm trying to read this link. It's a long one, but you'll be able to find it, of course, if you do go on to the CBS News, recent news articles, you can find it there. It's titled CBS News Chicago ringing the bell for the Salvation Army Red Kettles. So that's in recent news. That is coming up. Very good. Couple other things, of course, that you can also check out as well, too, on the news articles. I know that the Anderson Humane Fur Babies of the Week have been posted by Fox Valley Magazine, so we always like to check out those ones, too, and let you know about them. The first one on this list is the gentle-hearted sweetheart Fable, with a soft soul and a playful side. She's still building her confidence around other dogs, so while she's open to making furry friends, she'd appreciate slow introductions and a calm, understanding companion. If you have a resident pup at home, we recommend bringing them along for a meet and greet to make sure it's a perfect match. Now, Fable's favorite things, pup cups, chicken treats, and a good game of Toss the Stuffy. She's got a silly streak that shines through when she's playing. After playtime, she's all about the snuggles, happiest when curled up next to her favorite human. If you want to stop by, you can check it out. That's the Bloomingdale ahconnects.org website. You can find them there. That's where they're located. The second one, of course, always includes a beautiful feline. This one is Lulu. Lulu is a 5-year-old tabby with a heart full of potential. Though he may take a little time to show it, this sweet boy is a bit nervous and shy at first, but with the patience and love, he'll gradually come out of his shell and show his true colors. And that includes affection. Lulu enjoys quiet spaces where you can feel safe, and with a little gentle encouragement, he'll start to trust you more every day. He may prefer a calm, low-stress environment that would do his best in a home where you can take his time adjusting. Once he feels comfortable, Lulu enjoys curling up in cozy spots and watching the world go by. He's not a fan of loud noises or sudden movements, so a peaceful, patient family would be the perfect match for him. Lulu is fully litter trained, neutered, and up to date on all her shots. He might need on all. It's saying he and her, kind of both. So I think Lulu's. I don't know. Lulu might need some extra time to settle in, but if you're looking for a lovable companion who will bond with you on their own time, Lulu could be the perfect fit for you. So check out more information that's posted onto foxvalleymagazine.com. Oh my goodness, they've got the beers of the month too that you can also check out as well too. So if you want to view that, that's on foxvalleymagazine.com. That's foxvalleymagazine.com. If you want to contact them too, let them know if you have any questions. Hey, Fox Valley Magazine, I've contacted you too. If you want to join us here on the air, we read about you all the time. Feel free to reach out to us, 847-741-7700. Or, of course, feel free to email me. My email is matt@WRMN1410.com. You can also check us out on our Facebook page, facebook.com/WRMN1410 Radio. See all of the different postings that are out there. We also do have our website, WRMN1410.com. We've got some good things that are on there too. Of course, you can find our on-air schedule. You can also check out other things that are happening locally as well too. Don't forget, we are a proud home of the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Bears. Yes, those Bears games are going strong. Congratulations to the last win, of course. Must we be surprised? Of course not. The Bears are so great. So with that being said too, if you want to see your advertisement, if you want to hear, let me put it this way. If you want to hear your business on during the breaks, during the Bears game, because we get a lot of traction on that AM 1410 dial because people are tuning in. They are tuning in. Hey, you can't watch the Bears game when you're driving in your car, right? People are busy. Maybe people might be coming home from church to home, and the Bears game is starting, depending on, of course, when you've got when the church service is. Maybe you're busy on a Sunday and you want to tune in. WRMN AM 1410. We do play the Bears game, and what a cool way to do so through that AM 1410 dial. And if you are interested, if you have a local business, feel free to reach out to us with the Voice of the Valley. You can join in to be a part of the conversation, to be a part of the community for the community, which you're already, I'm sure, a big part of. An even greater way to, of course, utilize that is to reach out to us. You want an interview here on the air? We've got so many great shows. We'd love to have you on the air. And of course, we have our visual side. We have YouTube, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. You'll be able to watch our videos. It's a great way, of course, to interact as well, too. Stay tuned. We're getting into the bottom of the hour news, messages from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll talk more about what's happening here in the Fox River Valley area. But, of course, we'll go through some amazing facts from mentalfloss.com. We'll go through, of course, also the word of the day that is recognized today. And then we also do have a big question of the day today, too. We also have a couple different conversation stories as well that we'll mention. We've got the National Day calendar, great restaurants to go to. It is a Wine Down Wednesday, so maybe we'll relate something to the wine side of things. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain X. A Chicago Ridge woman has been sentenced to 21 years in prison for a deadly drunk driving crash that killed two siblings. 39-year-old Christine Bushes pleaded guilty last month to aggravated DUI causing death after the 2023 crash at Mack and Winfield Roads in Winfield. Prosecutors had sought the maximum 28-year sentence. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Berlin said Bushes' actions were beyond reckless and cost two innocent people, the brother and sister, their lives, adding the crash also deeply affected their family and friends. In Aurora, community leaders celebrated the start of construction on new permanent supportive housing aimed at vulnerable residents. The groundbreaking ceremony on November 14th brought together members of the Association for Individual Development, Hesed House, and the Neighbor Project, as well as local, county, state, and federal leaders. Speakers highlighted the collaborative effort to expand stable housing options at the future site on 2nd Avenue, emphasizing the positive impact the project will have on the community. Naperville officials are revisiting a proposal to create a specialized police unit for mental health crisis response. Police Chief Jason Ayres noted that such a unit would provide expertise on mental health calls while freeing patrol officers for other duties, including speeding and e-bike complaints. City Councilman Ian Holzhauer described the program as essential, though some officials have raised concerns about funding amid tight budgets. An updated cost report for the proposed unit is expected to be presented tonight. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland are being sent home as part of a reorganization of domestic operations initiated by the Trump administration. In Chicago, roughly 200 Texas National Guard members are returning to base, while a similar number remain on standby. In Portland, California, National Guard troops are being reduced from 200 to 100, with remaining soldiers focusing on training. U.S. Northern Command says a constant, enduring, and long-term presence will remain in each city despite the drawdown. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Elgin isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin, one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, cloudy with a high near 44. This afternoon, cloudy with a high near 44. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 40. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 53, with temperatures falling to around 50 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 42 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Welcome into the WRMN 10 o'clock news. My name is Dennis Green. Coming up today, NTSB says a driver killed in an Elgin crash had little warning of oncoming locomotive. And convenience and security, Illinois drivers' license state IDs now fit in your iPhone. And Sleepy Hollow teen's death classified as a homicide, but family still awaits justice. That's all coming up today on the WRMN 10 o'clock news. We're marching to our high of 45 today with a low of 41. Tomorrow, still cloud coverage with a high of 54 and a low of 41. Friday, cloud remains and we get a high of 52 and a low of 32. Sunshine is reported to be showing back up on Saturday with a high of 49. We read yesterday's lottery numbers of Tuesday, November 18th. Good luck. The midday pick 3 comes in at 688 with a 7 on the end there. The midday pick 4 comes in at 3133 with a 1 on the end. And the evening pick 3 comes in at 531 with a 7 on the back. The evening pick 4 is 3238 with a 9. And mid lucky comes in at 2741, 42, and 44. And the evening lucky coming in at 1, 2, 10, 14, and 30. Mega Millions worth $50 million. 5, 10, 23, 27, 30 with a 10 on the end. Lake County Gun Violence Prevention Initiative is hosting a town hall from 7 to 8 p.m. Thursday at Ella Area Public Library at 275 Mohawk Trail in Lake Zurich. Participants will learn about the organization's mission, goals, programs, and services. There will also be time to share ideas, questions, and feedback. Visit forms.office.com to register. This is the final stop on the fall tour previously held in Antioch, Round Lake Beach, Waukegan, Mundelein, and Highwood. Email sismail@lakecountyil.gov with questions. A community e-bike education night will be held at 7 p.m. tonight at REI at 901 North Milwaukee Avenue, Unit 100 in Vernon Hills. Experts from REI, the Vernon Hill Police, Vernon Hill Park District, and the Countryside Fire Protection District will discuss types of bikes and how to choose the right one, rider safety and rules of the road, battery and charging safety practices, and where and when e-bikes are permitted in Park District parks and path. Free refreshments, giveaways for attendees, and a 20% off coupon for REI will be available. And the NTSB says the driver killed in the Elgin crash had little warning of the oncoming locomotive. The driver killed in a crash last month at a railroad crossing in Elgin had little advance notice of the oncoming freight train engine, according to preliminary report by the National Transportation Safety Board. One person died and 2 others were injured on October 23rd when a Union Pacific locomotive collided with a landscaping truck at State Street Crossing north of Locust Street at about 6:30 a.m. Authorities said the freight train engine was not hauling any cars at the time. According to NTSB report, a review of the locomotive's event and image recorders showed traffic traversing the crossing in the seconds before the collision. It wasn't until the train was near the edge of the crossing that its whistle sounded for the first time and the crossing's warning devices activated, according to the report. The truck entered the crossing from the locomotive's right immediately before the collision and was struck while in motion. The train engineer applied the brake shortly after impact and brought the train to a stop north of the crossing. The locomotive was traveling approximately 27 miles per hour as it approached the crossing, which was under a 30 mile per hour permanent speed restriction. The Ford F-250 pickup truck and the trailer it pulled were owned by Cornerstone Partners, a landscaping company that serves Elgin and multiple western suburbs. Along with reviewing the event and image recorders, NTSB investigators examined the locomotive and crossing, tested the grade crossing's warning device, and collected samples of foreign material near the scene, conducted reenactments of the train's movement, and conducted interviews and reviewed relevant UP rules and procedures. The report states that the ongoing investigation will focus on UP rules, policies, and training, as well as the performance of the train detection technology used by the grade crossing warning system. To find out more, head on over to the Daily Herald to follow this story. Go to dailyherald.com. And before we head on out to the next break, a Sleepy Hollow teen's death has been reclassified as a homicide, but the family still awaits justice. For 16 years, Martha Schneider and her husband went along with the authorities who told them not to talk publicly about the 2009 death of their 19-year-old daughter. But that no longer sits well with the Sleepy Hollow mother, whose daughter Anne-Marie Schneider's remains were exhumed and re-examined in 2020. Anna's father had long questioned the official finding that their daughter, a competitive swimmer, drowned in their backyard pool. A breakthrough seemed to come in 2022 when Kane County Coroner Rob Russell, based on the findings of the exhumation and a multi-pronged investigation that involved the Kane County Cold Case Team and a national group, revised the case and manner of Anna's death from drowning and undetermined to chloroform and homicide, official records show. Martha Schneider, 73, recalled Russell coming to her home in 2022 to tell her he changed the death certificate. He said that was good news in getting answers to her daughter's mysterious death. Yet 3 years later, she said, still nothing has come of it. Schneider said it's like they forgot about her. A revised manner of death. Martha Schneider said her daughter was a healthy, talented, and popular 2008 Dundee Crown High School graduate who spent most of her life in the water and was a trophy-winning swimmer. She competed in the Junior Olympics and was captain of the girls' varsity swim team and was a scuba diver, her family said. When we come back, we will go into more of what Rob Russell and the Kane County coroner said about this Sleepy Hollow death. Stick around, there is more WRMN news coming up after this.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, The Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Want to read some action-packed, exciting pulp fiction? Read the works of Michael Tooman, now featuring the international crime thriller, I Married a Bot Madam. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. The paperback is also available at other book retailers. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Scilink.net. That's Papa, Sierra, Yankee, Lima, India, November, Kilo. Dot, November, Echo, Tango.
Kick off your weekend with a little flair. It's Dino's Night Out, every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino brings you the best of the Fox Valley's entertainment scene. Live music, local artists, street festivals, great eats, and the personalities behind them. If it's happening, Dino's talking about it. And bringing the spotlight is none other than the legendary Arcada Theater, located at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Catch dinner, drinks, and a show, all under one historic roof. So whether you're making plans or just love to know what's hot, make it a date with Dino's Night Out, Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM, or stream it live at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, powered by the Arcada Theater, where Fox Valley comes to play.
Welcome back to the WRMN News. I'm Dennis Green. We're following the story of Sleepy Hollow teen's death being reclassified a homicide, but the family still awaits justice. Martha and her husband, Lawrence Larry Schneider, in a recent interview, Martha Schneider recalled being startled awake at 4:43 a.m. by the back door slamming shut, and Anna's friend hysterical, screaming for help and banging on the walls. She was yelling that Anna is by the pool and won't wake up, Martha Schneider said. Martha and her husband, Lawrence Larry Schneider, ran outside. They told police they found her half in and half out of the water on the stairs on her stomach, with her face turned to the right, arms up, according to the police report. Her father pulled her out of the pool, turned her on her back, and began CPR to no avail. Anna was taken by ambulance to St. Joseph's Hospital in Elgin, where she was pronounced dead. The Algonquin woman was taken to the Sleepy Hollow Police Department for questioning, according to police reports. Police had said they tried to interview her that night, but due to her being very upset, she was not making any sense. Her parents took her home, and she later returned with them and an attorney, police reports show. The 2009 autopsy report stated Anna had bruises on her chin, the left side of her nose, on her chest, and in other places. There was an odor of alcohol in her stomach content, according to the report. The autopsy report makes no mention of water in Anna Schneider's lungs, but it says there, quote, was water in the sinus cavity, which would appear she died by drowning. There were no drugs in her system. On the day that followed Anna's funeral, the house was filled with tears, silence, confusion, and questions, Martha Schneider said. Quote, there was no TV, no music, no noise. It was just total silence. We just walked around like zombies. I would just shake the bed. Larry was just quiet. I would read the Bible. The family believes police, quote, dropped the ball and, quote, wanted the case to go away, and attempts to locate police who investigate Anna's death in 2009 were unsuccessful. The Snyder family said they never believed Anna, who Martha called, quote, our beautiful mermaid, had drowned. Over the years, the Snyders tried their own investigation. They hired a poison expert and a private investigator, but nothing came of it because, Martha Schneider said, police would not cooperate and made them fearful and were, quote, mad about the family's efforts. The Snyders said they wanted to alert the media that they would offer a reward for information about their daughter's death. The family said police discouraged that, saying it would hurt the investigation. In 2015, the Snyders contacted Russell and said they wanted the coroner's new cold case team to investigate their daughter's death. He obliged, which led to the exhumation, a second autopsy, and the change in the death certificate. After the cause and manner of death were changed, the case was handed over to Kane County Major Crimes Task Force. The task force presented its filings to the Kane County State Attorney's Office, according to Russell. But nothing has become of it since, the family says. Nicholas Lenz, public information officer for Kane County State's Attorney Jamie Mosser, confirmed task force presented findings. After reviewing all of the evidence and findings, our office did not find any charges, Jen said in an email. Prosecutors, quote, determined that the evidence was insufficient to bring charges and sustain a conviction. Sleepy Hollow Police Chief San Parma said, quote, nothing actionable came to light, and to date, nothing has changed. Martha Snyder, who has not changed her daughter's bedroom since she died, says she decided it was time to share her story publicly. She said she, quote, got tired of not hearing anything from law enforcement. She believes her daughter's case was passed on from one agency to another, and nobody wanted to deal with it. If you know something, she said, say something. You can read more over on this article on the front page of the Daily Herald today. We've got one more story before we head on over to our bottom of the hour break, and that is on Illinois driver's license. State IDs now fit in your iPhone for convenience and security. Starting Wednesday, Illinoisans can add their driver's licenses and state IDs to their iPhones. Secretary of State Alexei Galiananis announced Tuesday. A new technology is compliant with the U.S. Transportation Security Administration, meaning travelers with a real ID can present it at airport checks in time for the Thanksgiving rush. It can also be used for proof of age. The secretary said at a launch in Chicago, this is government innovation at its best. Your ID can live right on your iPhone, ready to use at airports, restaurants, and bars across the state. The mobile ID can be transferred to Apple Wallet on iPhone and Apple Watch devices. The secretary went on to say The work on this project was built on two foundations: convenience and security. It takes advantage of privacy and security features already built into the iPhone and Apple Watch to help protect against tampering and theft. Mobile IDs are not a substitute for a physical driver's license, which motorists are required to have in Illinois. And travelers also need to bring physical identification like driver's license or passports to airports, the TSA noted. Consider it a complimentary for the time being. We're one of the earliest states to adopt this technology, Giulianis said. Similar mobile IDs will be available on Google and Samsung wallets in the next few months, he added. Information moved to devices will be encrypted, meaning others, including Apple, cannot access it unless the owner wants to show it, officials said. Giulianis said, if a bar or concert venue wants to confirm you're over 21, that's all they need to see. Not your address, not your license number, just the fact you're over 21. That's the game changer for privacy. Illinois Liquor Control Commission Executive Director Lisa Gardner said the technology is a safe and reliable tool for businesses to use in preventing minors with fake IDs from purchasing alcohol. The advanced security features built into the mobile IDs make them significantly harder to counterfeit, she added. Soldier Field Director of Marketing Lucas Serra said, this technology gives us a smarter, faster way to verify age at concessions, helping us reduce lines and keep fans focused on what they came for, the show. There will be a ramp-up period for the businesses, and the Secretary of State's office is working with stadiums, restaurants, and retailers across the state to expand the number of entities accepting mobile ID. Businesses will be able to acquire a mobile ID verifier app that streamlines the process. To add your license or state ID to an Apple device, residents can tap the Add button at the top of the screen in the wallet, select driver's license or state ID, and follow instructions, which include scanning your ID and taking a selfie. For more information, visit ilsos.gov/departments/drivers/mobile-ID/Apple-wallet. Stick around, there's more WRM News coming up after this. Political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for A Political Talk Show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, A Political Talk Show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas.
In Aurora, community leaders celebrated the start of construction on new permanent supportive housing aimed at vulnerable residents. The groundbreaking ceremony on November 14th brought together members of the Association for Individual Development, Hesed House, and the Neighbor Project, as well as local, county, state, and federal leaders. Speakers highlighted the collaborative effort to expand stable housing options at the future site on 2nd Avenue, emphasizing the positive impact the project will have on the community. Naperville officials are revisiting a proposal to create a specialized police unit for mental health crisis response. Police Chief Jason Ayers noted that such a unit would provide expertise on mental health calls while freeing patrol officers for other duties, including speeding and e-bike complaints. City Councilman Ian Holzhauer described the program as essential, though some officials have raised concerns about funding amid tight budgets. An updated cost report for the proposed unit is expected to be presented tonight. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland are being sent home as part of a reorganization of domestic operations initiated by the Trump administration. In Chicago, roughly 200 Texas National Guard members are returning to base, while a similar number remain on standby. In Portland, California, National Guard troops are being reduced from 200 to 100, with remaining soldiers focusing on training. U.S. Northern Command says a constant, enduring, and long-term presence will remain in each city despite the drawdown. A Chicago Ridge woman has been sentenced to 21 years in prison for a deadly drunk driving crash that killed 2 siblings. 39-year-old Christine Brocious pleaded guilty last month to aggravated DUI causing death after the 2023 crash at Mack and Winfield Roads in Winfield. Prosecutors had sought the maximum 28-year sentence. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Berlin said Brocious' actions were beyond reckless and cost 2 innocent people, the brother and sister, their lives, adding the crash also deeply affected their family and friends.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. The Blackhawks are back at United Center tonight. They'll take on the Calgary Flames. The Hawks have wins in 4 of 5. They're coming off a 3-2 home victory against Toronto. Captain Nick Foligno out 4 weeks. He's got a broken hand. Illini basketball, number 8 in the latest AP Top 25. Big game tomorrow night when they take on number 11 Alabama. The Illini women are home tonight hosting Murray State. Both teams are 2-1. The Bulls beat the Nuggets 130-127 last night. Josh Giddey had 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Bulls able to score the win despite a triple-double from Nikola Jokic. She had 36 points, 18 rebounds, and 13 assists. The Bulls are 7-6 with the win, 2-5 on the road. Just the first home loss of the season for the Nuggets. They're 6-1 at Ball Arena, 10-3 overall. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Today, cloudy with a high near 44. This afternoon, cloudy with a high near 44. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 40. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 53, with temperatures falling to around 50 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 42 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Listen this Sunday afternoon to Handle on the Law.
I know we're at an at-will date, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that.
Yeah,
That's California. Yep, welcome.
It's Handle on the Law this Sunday afternoon from 4 to 7 right here on WRMN.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
And welcome, my goodness, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We hope that you are enjoying your day today. It is a little bit on the overcast side of things. You know what, though? I have to say what's pretty cool to see is the beautiful lights here in downtown Elgin. The Parks and Recreation Center of Elgin has been putting up the beautiful, I almost said fall decorations. Nay. It is winter decor that's up there. So if you haven't been in downtown Elgin for a while, I advise you kind of stroll down here a little bit and see around the downtown Elgin area. On the lampposts, we've got the beautiful light up snowflakes that are there too. Of course, they are wrapped around with some beautiful linings of some pine, not real pine, of course, but you know, it's not called tinsel, but you know what it is. The stream of the pine that goes on, on a mantle on Christmas, or the holidays. They've got those wrapped around here, of course, on the lamp posts. What's also great, too, is, of course, you see the beautiful stringed lights all around downtown Elgin that swings from building to building to building, right? That definitely gives a little bit more ambiance and elegance, of course, that is already the downtown Elgin area and the Fox River Valley. But especially on a day that's a little bit more overcast, can be a little bit kind of gloomy outside, right? 'Tis a gloomy day, right? But with these beautiful lights that are put up here by the city of Elgin, it definitely adds that bright ambiance to the setting, especially when you go at night. Advise you go at night because it really shines there too. Because of the darkness, of course, it's going to shine a little bit brighter. So definitely check that out if you haven't been to the downtown Elgin area for a while. They have some beautiful things set up here. Don't forget, of course, you can also check out some other beautiful setups. Downtown Hampshire has some beautiful setups now for the winter holiday season, as well as many others. Aurora recently just had their fixings with some beautiful amenities of lights and other great holiday things too. So all around the Fox River Valley area, you can go, you can explore. And I think what we'll do for a segment here, not today, but coming up in the future for Out to Lunch, is we'll pinpoint each individual village, town, or city in the Fox River Valley area, and we'll kind of see maybe some pictures of some of the lights that they have put up and things like that, especially once we get into December. We'll show those on the screen so that you can see them, and that'll encourage you, many of the listeners out there and folks, to go out to these local cities, towns, and villages in the Fox River Valley area and check out the beautiful lights. Do some gazing on all the hard work that the cities, the towns, and villages put together with help, lots of help that's needed to make sure that they make their cities, towns, and villages look nice and presentable and beautiful for the holiday season. That shows that they care. So, proud member, of course, here of the Fox River Valley area, as many of you are also there too. We here at WRMN do serve the Fox River Valley. So, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to go through the weather again for you if you're just tuning in right now, what we are going to be expecting to see. I know it is going to go up just a little bit, a smudge here, and then dropping down. So for today, we do see a high of about 46 degrees for today. It's going to be pretty much cloudy throughout the whole day. We are going to be seeing cloudy skies mainly throughout the rest of this week. And then it does start to clear up a little bit. The clearing before the showers start to come in into next week. But we see a low of 40 degrees coming up here for tonight. That will be cloudy skies again. For Thursday, tomorrow on the 20th, we see a high of 54 degrees, mainly cloudy outside, with a low of 40 degrees coming up. That's considerable cloudiness. That's for Thursday night. Friday rolls around. We see a high of 51, mainly cloudy, with a low of 32 degrees in the forecast. Cloudy skies early will become partly cloudy later at night. Into the weekend for Saturday, sunshine and clouds mix, so we are going to get a little bit of that sunshine coming through. A high of 51 degrees is in that forecast, with a low of 38 degrees, generally fair conditions. Sunday the 23rd is a high of 56, almost reaching to 60 degrees. A little bit of that fall style of temperatures are still going to reign around here for a little bit, and before we get into that drop into the 30s and 20s as our highs as we get into winter season. The hibernation season. We see a low of 36 degrees coming up. That is for Sunday night. Next week, Monday is a high of 55, intervals of clouds and sunshine, 60% chance of rain with a low of 43. Tuesday, we see showers throughout the whole day with a high of 50 and a low of 32. Wednesday, the 26th, a week from today, is a high of 37, drops down to chillier temperatures with a low of 22 for Wednesday night. Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. A high of 30 degrees is in the forecast with a low of 18. It's a chilly night for Thursday. And then once we start to see a little bit more accumulations of snow is now predicted for Sunday the 30th with some snow showers in the morning, giving way to a mixture of rain and snow in the afternoon. It could be mucky. It could be slushy snow. Not the real pretty snow, maybe at first, but high of 38 degrees means it'll stick. Low of 27 also means it'll stick. 1 to 3 inches of snow is expected. So make sure you get those shovels and the snow blowers out ready and prepared, whether it's electric or the gas snow blowers. Don't forget to get those tuned up too while the time allows. We've got a lot of good things here, of course, to recognize and talk a little bit about here. Let's go through some Mental Floss Amazing Fact Generator interesting facts. We'll also talk about the word of the day, and then we'll go through a couple other things that are out there. So nostrils take turns receiving the majority of the air you breathe, which explains why one is usually stuffier than the other. That's something I definitely noticed with my nostrils. I know that's a little TMI, but I'm just putting it out there. Some other ones here too. There's a library in Ankara, Turkey, the country of Turkey, that's filled with discarded books that trash collectors rescued from landfills. I'm sure they have rescued a lot of those. In 1991, Wayne Allwine, the voice of Mickey Mouse, married Russi Taylor, the voice of Minnie Mouse. That's pretty cool. Bacon was used to make explosives during World War I. The waste fat was turned into glycerin for the war effort. And finally, one more here that is posted on this list. In 2008, the word nomophobia was coined as described the fear of being without one's mobile phone. I'm sure many of us maybe at times have experienced that as well, even just a little briefly. The time is approaching 11:15. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll go through our big question of the day today. Why do diners across America all use the same mugs? Or it seems to be those thick glass pottery white mugs that you tend to see in a lot of those diners. Why do they use them? Well, this will be the big question that we will possibly answer today. It was posted 22 hours ago by Paul Anthony Jones of mentalfloss.com. We'll talk about that and more coming up in just a bit.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. 800-785-1673. That's 800-785-1673.
Looking to set sail on your dream vacation? Cruises International has you covered. Specializing in land and sea getaways, they're here to make your vacation unforgettable. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, they offer personalized service with a global network of specialists to ensure your trip is tailor-made just for you. Call today at 800-255-7447 to speak with a cruise and vacation expert. And don't miss Travel Tuesdays on WRMN AM 1410 every first Tuesday of the month from 11 to 12 p.m. on Out to Lunch. That's Cruises International. Your vacation, your way.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. It is 19 past the hour here during the 11 o'clock hour. What is Matt going to have for lunch today? Well, it's my per usual. You already probably guessed it. A bologna sandwich. Yes, I packed myself a bologna sandwich today to have for myself. So, you know, it's the usual I like to have. I did have a protein bar this morning. Those protein bars, though, I usually can't eat all of them at once. You know, and like even a full protein bar, I think it just kind of depends on what kind of protein bar it is. But I don't know. This one was a little heavy. Filled me up pretty quickly there, but I guess that's good, right? So let's see what we've got here for the word of the day before we go into our big question of the day. Serendipity is the word of the day today. It's a noun. It's spelled Serendipity. Serendipity. It's a word that rolls off the tongue. Serendipity refers to luck that takes the form of finding valuable or pleasant things that are not looked for, or to an instance of such luck. So, of course, how to use in a sentence. Here's an example. They found each other by pure serendipity. Or, of course, there's serendipity in relations. There's serendipity in personalities and things in life. All these good things, right? So that is the word of the day recognized today on the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Now let's hop into this big question of the day. Many of us, of course, enjoy a lot of American diners. We've been to them before, sometimes even just like on a nice Sunday. Maybe you go to a regular diner, American-style diner. Maybe it's Willie and Grace Diner, or it's Paul's Family Restaurant, or it's Brianna's Pancake House, right? Or, I mean, there's a lot of other ones that are out there too. There's Maple and Hash, or there's Syrup, or, I mean, there's tons of different diner kind of style places that you can go to. And something you might have noticed is the mugs. The mugs are usually a thick glass, or it's, pottery glass, and it's a nice smooth touch to it. It usually is very warm, especially if you have coffee in it, and it's a nice white color. It's not even an off-white color. It's a nice white color. All of us are very familiar with this, right? So the big question of the day today is, why do diners across America all use the same mugs? You may or may not have realized the universally used mugs in American diners. You sit down for a cup of coffee, really in any American diner, and the chances are it'll be served in a thick, bright white mug with a broad, curved handle and characteristically inward curving hourglass-like sides. These iconic white mugs are a quintessential element of modern Americana, fortunately making them one of the most stolen items from restaurants and diners across the country, actually. But where did this unique design come from? And why does practically every diner in the United States seem to serve the same one? So here's a little history, the surprising history of the diner mug. This particular story begins in the early years of the Second World War, with American vessels setting off across the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans to enter conflict in both Europe and Asia. The advent of the war had somewhat unexpected complication, however. On board the U.S. Navy's warships, rough seas were causing coffee cups to slide across workstations and tabletops, and to be spilled, knocked over, or even tumble onto the floor and smashing. Now, to solve the problem, the Navy issued an appeal for manufacturing companies to manufacturing companies across the United States, requesting a new design for a coffee cup that was robust enough to withstand these stormy and turbulent conditions that they were in. And among the companies that responded was Victor Insulators, based in the town of Victor in upstate New York. Since the late 1800s, Victor had been making porcelain electrical insulators, patenting a unique wet process porcelain formula that was robust enough to withstand high voltages. But the downturn in business caused by an outbreak of the war gave the company the time to both expand its operations and to answer to the Navy's appeal. Victor designed a thick, sturdy new coffee mug, originally without the handle, ensuring that if the mug were to fall on its side, there was no danger of the handle breaking off, and then you get yourself, cut. It was an immediate success. The thick porcelain made a weighty mug that proved unlikely to be knocked or tumbled over, while its natural capacity as an insulator kept the contents of the mug hot for a considerable amount of time. That's why it always seems like when you're at a diner and you drink from those mugs, whether it's hot tea or coffee, they always seem to be hot for a while, right? You look at, you're like, oh, gosh, it's been 20 minutes. I'm still having to wait for the thing to cool off, right? So that's why it usually is that way. It's because of how sturdy it is and how it is working as an insulator to keep the contents hot. Although something of a flaw, meanwhile, the rough, unglazed base of the mug at the time, a natural byproduct of the manufacturing and firing process, that's in firing it in, of course, to heat up the glass, the porcelain, gave the base a little extra grip. ensuring that the heavy-set vessel would remain even more firmly in place on rough seas. Ultimately, the Navy awarded the company the contract, and Victor Insulators began producing the mugs in huge numbers. The design was tweaked somewhat over the years that followed. Although initially smooth, for instance, the sides were made slightly curved to allow for the handleless design to be gripped more easily around the fingers and around the palms of the hands. As their work with the Navy took off, Victor Insulations began making porcelain bowls as well as serving dishes, all with that similarity in terms of robustness and that heavyset design intended for a life at sea. Even after the war, the company continued to produce its new drinkware and began selling it to private businesses too, with coffee store consumers or customers as opposed to naval servicemen. Now the main user base. Meanwhile, the design was tweaked on one final time, and a durable, accessible, and an interesting kind of tough handle. Right? It's ergonomic handle. Was at long last added to the mug. The simple yet sturdy design did provide a big success among cafes and eateries, as it had with the Navy, and before long, Victor was selling the mugs to diners nationwide. And really, it didn't take long for other companies to start to mimic the idea, however, and a number of cheaper copycat designs soon flooded the market, eventually leading to Victor winding down their production of mugs and returning to the electrical insulators, which they had originally made their name. Their design, however, remained as popular as ever, even though they were no longer producing it. Now, as a result, the simple, durable coffee warming mug remains the go-to item for almost all American diners, and so it can be found in locations all across the country more than 8 decades later. And hey, maybe you have an original of a Victor glass. That would be pretty cool too. A great collectibles item. Maybe you have one. Maybe you're looking for one. Maybe you're looking to sell one too. Plugging in here, of course, our Tradio segment at 12:30 an hour from now. You can call in at 847-931-1410. Maybe you happen to have an original Victor mug that might have been sold at a diner. Now, of course, maybe you had it passed down from generation to generation. Maybe it was stolen back in the day, or maybe you had a family member or maybe a friend or colleague who owned a business at the time and purchased these mugs when they were being made by Victor. Then you've got a cool collectibles item there for you, and sturdy enough to still use to this day. So that's the big question of the day today. That's from mentalfloss.com. Thank you to Paul Anthony Jones for posting this. You can find a lot of other fun things that are recognized, and maybe those big questions that many people don't usually think a lot about. That's something I never really thought a whole lot about too with the mugs. It was always something I kind of knew. I recognized, oh, that's a standard a diner mug, right? We see it at a lot of different diners. Well, why was it so? Well, now you know the answer. You learn something new every day. So if you are in your next antique store, maybe at an auction as well too, maybe be on the lookout for some of those really cool mugs. Speaking of auctions, we actually have a fun interview coming up tomorrow during Out to Lunch at the 12 o'clock hour. We have Donley Auctions coming on the air with us. That's at 12 o'clock. They're in Union, Illinois. They're so excited and hyped. Randy Donley is the owner. He's coming into the station to talk about Donley Auctions. Got a lot of good questions to ask him. That'll be coming up at 12 o'clock tomorrow, giving you that little sneak peek for the Out to Lunch segment. So that'll be from 12 until our Tradio segment at 12:30. So that's Donley Auctions. Stay tuned for that. Now, before that happens, though, we're also having another interview. I've got 2 interviews tomorrow for Out to Lunch. Before that, we have Peter Dietrich with the Steel Beam Theater. He's going to be coming in during the 11 o'clock hour, so starting Out to Lunch. So Out to Lunch tomorrow will be a fun-filled day of interviews. Peter will be coming into the station talking about the upcoming performance of the Steel Beam Theater. It's the most sketchiest time of the year, which will be starting this Sunday, rolling in through the rest of the month of December. So 2 good interviews coming up, of course, for tomorrow's Out to Lunch segment. Stay tuned for more. When we come back, of course, we'll go through some other things here as well. We've got some interesting things to talk a little bit about here with you. There was something I did want to mention about average American, and what they are spending possibly this year on Thanksgiving. We'll also go through our conversation story of the day and talk more about what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. In Aurora, community leaders celebrated the start of construction on new permanent supportive housing aimed at vulnerable residents. The groundbreaking ceremony on November 14th brought together members of the Association for Individual Development, Hesed House, and the Neighbor Project, as well as local, county, state, and federal leaders. Speakers highlighted the collaborative effort to expand stable housing options at the future site on 2nd Avenue, emphasizing the positive impact the project will have on the community. Naperville officials are revisiting a proposal to create a specialized police unit for a mental health crisis response. Police Chief Jason Ayers noted that such a unit would provide expertise on mental health calls while freeing patrol officers for other duties, including speeding and e-bike complaints. City Councilman Ian Holzhauer described the program as essential, though some officials have raised concerns about funding amid tight budgets. An updated cost report for the proposed unit is expected to be presented tonight. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland are being sent home as part of a reorganization of domestic operations initiated by the Trump administration. In Chicago, roughly 200 Texas National Guard members are returning to base, while a similar number remain on standby. In Portland, California, National Guard troops are being reduced from 200 to 100, with remaining soldiers focusing on training. U.S. Northern Command says a constant, enduring, and long-term presence will remain in each city despite the drawdown. A Chicago Ridge woman has been sentenced to 21 years in prison for a deadly drunk driving crash that killed two siblings. 39-year-old Christine Brocious pleaded guilty last month to aggravated DUI causing death after the 2023 crash at Mack and Winfield Roads in Winfield. Prosecutors had sought the maximum 28-year sentence. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Berlin said Brocious' actions were beyond reckless and cost two innocent people, the brother and sister, their lives, adding the crash also deeply affected their family and friends. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com. And let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Today, cloudy with a high near 44. This afternoon, cloudy with a high near 44. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 40. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 53, with temperatures falling to around 50 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 42 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Now, for those of you who are listening, of course, you know I've always got to have the bell with me, right? What do you think of, we talked a little bit about, oh goodness, we talked a little bit about, excuse me, those diners that are out there, you know, with the mugs. Talked about that earlier today. Well, diners also do have these bells, right? The orders up bell, right? And so that's why we like to have this bell here on Out to Lunch, because you're thinking of kind of a diner setting, right? You think of the bell being rung, the order is ready to be sent over to the customer, the hungry customer as well too. And maybe you're starting to get a little hungry yourself. Well, time allows here, of course, we'll talk about some good diners that you can go to locally here in the Fox River Valley area. However, we also want to mention about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up just around the corner. It is a week from tomorrow. Yes, folks, it's a week from tomorrow. It's coming up soon. Those turkey legs are starting to waddle its way to the oven. It's getting prepared. You've got the stuffing. You've got the cranberries. Maybe you've got the pumpkin and pecan pies, or maybe you enjoy apple or maybe blueberry pie, right? Everyone's got their own style and taste. Maybe even you yourself decide no pies for Thanksgiving, we're making cakes. Or maybe even too, you decide, I think I'm going to let someone else make the food for me this year. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit here in this shorter segment before we take our time out again about the average Americans, what they are going to be spending on Thanksgiving. Now, this is an update. This is from 5 days ago, recently updated by Talker News. This is Talker News on GulfshoreBusiness.com. Now, this is something that we are going to be seeing here potentially that when it comes to the spending of Thanksgiving. Now, of course, there are those different statistics based off of your area, your income, and of course, generally speaking, the economy of a specific town, village, area, city, state as well. So it's not going to be exact, right? But this Thanksgiving by Talker News is saying it will cost an average American nearly $1,000. That's what it's saying here as of November 14th, 2025. Now remember, that's going to be a little different for everyone depending on what you choose. But this is just the general statistic of this. This is an article written by Talker News. Quote, this Thanksgiving will cost the average American home almost $1,000, new research has shown. And you can find it on talkerresearch.com for that. That's according to a survey of 2,000 U.S. adults who celebrate Thanksgiving, split evenly by generation. Results found that those polled will spend an average of $175 on food alone this year and another $110 on drinks. But mealtime necessities aren't the only thing on the tab. Keep that in mind too. On average, Americans polled would spend $83 on decor for the holiday and another $291 on miscellaneous items such as fixing a broken appliance or purchasing a new outfit. So when you hear that $1,000, that's like, wow, that's a lot of money for Thanksgiving, ? Remember, it's not just the food, and this is a general statement on this based off of a survey of 2,000 U.S. adults compared to all the adults here that are in America. So this is just statistics, so don't let it scare you too much. But again, an interesting one nonetheless. And though 1/3 of respondents aren't planning to spend anything on travel for the holiday, those who are plan to spend an average of $293 on travel, bringing the Thanksgiving spend to a total of $952. Because keep in mind with the travel, of course, gas prices and more when you travel. And with the average person hosting 8 different people, each plate will total an average of $21.88. So it's definitely an interesting article to talk about. It's an interesting one to think about, too. Again, these results reveal that Americans aren't planning for just one celebration either. The average person will attend 3 different gatherings this year. Again, on average, including dinner with just those in their household. That's 58% there. Traditional full family get-togethers at 51%, and Friendsgiving. And we'll talk about an article on the rise of Friendsgiving coming up in the next week or so. Before Thanksgiving, of course. I've got an article picked out for that. 2 in 5 Gen Z even split the holiday, attending one gathering on one side of the family and another with the other side. This may be why 59% note that it's no longer just Thanksgiving Day. Really, it's kind of becoming a whole Thanksgiving season that people are seeing. You've got the Friendsgiving that's going on there too. So there's a lot to prepare as we know it. And a little more than 2 in 5 Americans, or roughly 43%, set a Thanksgiving budget ahead of time, with millennials being more likely than other generations at 53%. So the article continues on to go even further into the details on the spending. No matter your budget, says spending officer Janelle Selenov, no matter your budget, there are easy ways to make the season more affordable. Plan your menu early, set spending limits, and don't be afraid to ask guests to pitch in too. Thanksgiving should be about connection, not costs. Again, it's about connection, not costs. Although it's good to be cost effective and aware of that too. So if you want to read more on this article, you can find it at talkresearch.com. It's also on gulfshorebusiness.com, kind of a little bit of a reposting there as well. But no matter what you choose to do, of course, get together with those that you love. It is coming up next Thursday. Wanted to send some reminders there out to you. We do have posted now the WRMN 10 o'clock news segment, so you can find that. It's a 30-minute or a 24-minute segment. It's posted on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. What did we recently post within the last 24 hours on our YouTube channel? Well, we've got Sherry's show. Steve Burness with the Better Business Bureau is on, talking about AI technology and talking a little bit also about scams. We're seeing the rise of scams happening as well. So the Better Business Bureau is there to help, and there's also a secure credit reports website that you can also check out. The link is in that description on that video. And next, we did have members of the Elgin Women's Club, Rita Corbett and Mrs. Betty Brown. Many of you know her, a legend in the Elgin area, of course, as well as Rita. And the big legend also, the Elgin Women's Club, celebrating 135 years. So if you want to reach out to them, their email is in that description in the video. You can find it posted under channel content that's on our YouTube channel. Taking a look at the time here, it is approaching 11:44. What we'll do is we'll take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll go through our conversation story of the day today. After that, of course, we'll lean in more into what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area, talking about businesses and organizations and things that are going on. Now, for this particular article of the day, it's about time. What is time? Rather than something that flows, a philosopher suggests time is a psychological projection. So we'll read the story here of Adrian Barden, who is a professor of philosophy at Wake Forest University, recently posted last week. It was an article I was going to read last week, but I think I'll save it for this week. So stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. We'll be back with more in just a bit.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
Firearms are the #1 cause of death among kids, but we know that healthcare workers can make a huge difference. This is why prevention is absolutely critical. It starts with listening to the community, leaning in on those conversations to better inform what is the approach that you want to take. You are the champions for change. You can be the catalyst for integrating firearm injury prevention strategies into your practice and really benefiting your community. Let's agree to agree that we all have a role to play in ending this crisis.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now at Insight Mental Health and Wellness. We can help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We'll help you use your insurance to get away from it all to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment so you can recharge yourself. And with a Family Medical Leave Act, you could take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. 800-419-0287. That's 800-419-0287.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. You can tune in through the dial on your car, truck, or vehicle, or maybe your local radio at home or at work. We hope you're enjoying the lunchtime here. This is Matt McNeil taking you out to lunch. What are some cool things that you're looking forward to coming up this weekend? Maybe you are getting prepared for Thanksgiving. It's becoming a big holiday for many folks out there. Now, of course, with that being said, we have about 10 minutes here left of time to talk about time. Yes, what is time? Rather than something that flows, a philosopher here is suggesting time is a psychological projection. And I found this article to be quite fascinating, a little bit of an interesting view on time. Maybe you already thought of this, maybe you think even deeper into it, or maybe not at all. Let's read through this. This was posted by Adrian Barden, who's a professor of philosophy at Wake Forest University. So, of course, we all know this statement, time flies. Time waits for no one, or as time goes on. The way we speak about time tends to strongly imply that the passage of time is some sort of real process that happens out there in the world. We inhabit the present moment and move throughout time, even as events come and go, fading into the past. But go ahead and try to actually verbalize just what is meant by the flow or passage of time. A flow of what? River flows because water is in motion. What does it mean to say that time flows? Events are more likely happening than things, yet we talk as though they have ever changing locations in the future, present or past. But if some events are future and moving towards you, and some past moving away, then where are they? The future and the past don't seem to have any physical location. Human beings have been thinking about this for a long, long time, as we have records of humans thinking about anything at all. The concept of time inescapably permeates every single thought you have about yourself and the world around you. That's why Adrian, the writer of this, is a philosopher. Philosophical and scientific developments in our understanding of time has always seemed especially important to me, he writes. So, of course, there's the ancient philosophers of time. Many of us know about them. Ancient philosophers were very suspicious about the whole idea of time and change. There's a lot of different ones out there. There's a Greek philosopher of the 6th to 5th centuries. I'm going to try to pronounce his name. Parmenides of Elia. He was an early Greek philosopher. He wondered if the future was not yet and the past was not anymore, how could events pass from future to present to past if they were not yet and not anymore? How are they able to do that? He reasoned that if the future is real, then it is real now. And if what is real now is only what is present, the future is not real. So if the future is not real, then the occurrence of any present event in case of something inexplicable coming from nothing. So I know it's a lot of interesting wording here. For those who did well in logics courses in college, I'm sure this makes sense to you. Now, this particular Greek philosopher wasn't the only skeptic at the time. Similar reasoning regarding contradictions inherent the way that we talk about time appears in Aristotle, the ancient Hindu school known as the Advaita Vedanta, and the work of Augustine of Hippo, also known as St. Augustine, just to name a few. Then you get into Einstein and relativity. The early modern physicist Isaac Newton had presumed an unperceived yet real flow of time. To Newton, in his perspective, time is a dynamic physical phenomenon that exists in the background, a regular ticking universe clock in terms of which one can objectively describe all motions and accelerations. Because we accelerate here, because I'm speaking right now, I'm moving my hands. If you're seeing me on the screen here, that is the information that time is flowing through the physical everything, right? Then Albert Einstein came along. In 1905 and 1915, Einstein proposed his special and general theories of relativity, respectively. These theories validate all those long-running suspicions about the very concept of time and change. Relativity rejects Newton's notion about time as a universal physical phenomenon. By Einstein's era, research has shown that the speed of light is constant, and it's regardless of the velocity of the source, too. To take this fact seriously, he argued, is to take all object velocities to be relative. Nothing is ever really at rest or really in motion. It all depends on your frame of reference, on how you view it, your point of view from it, your interpretation of it. A frame of reference determines the spatial and temporal coordinates a given observer will assign to objects and events on the assumption that he or she is at rest relative to everything else. Someone floating in space sees a spaceship going by to the right, but the universe itself, from that perspective, is completely neutral on whether the observer is at rest and the ship is moving to the right, or if the ship is at rest and the observer is moving to the left. So, it is all based off of perception. This notion affects our understanding of what clocks actually do. Because the speed of light is constant, two observers moving relatively to each other or relative to each other will assign different times to different events. In a famous example, two lightning strikes occur simultaneously from an observer at a train station, for example, here, and you can see both of them at once. An observer on the train moving forward and towards one lightning strike and away from the other will assign different times to the strikes. This is because one observer is moving away from the light coming from one strike and toward the light coming from the other. The other observer is stationary, and he's able to see, or they're able to see, both. So neither is right or wrong, it just is. How much time elapses between events and what time something happens depends on the observer's frame of reference. Observers moving relative to each other will, at any given moment, disagree on what events are happening now. Events that are happening now, according to one observer's reckoning, at any given moment will lie in the future for another observer, and so on. So again, it all comes back to perspective. Under relativity, all times are equally real. Everything that has ever happened or will ever happen is happening now for a hypothetical observer. There are no events that are either merely potential or merely memory. There is no single, absolute, universal present, and thus there is no flow of time that events supposedly become present. Change just means that the situation is different at different times. At any moment, the author here remembers certain things, of course, and this also can apply to all of us too. We remember certain things at times. Later moments, we might remember more or less. That's all there is to the passage of time. So this doctrine, widely accepted today among both physicists and philosophers, is known as eternalism. This brings us to a pivotal question. Is there no such thing as the passage of time? Why does everyone seem to think that there is? The article goes in a little bit more detail, so I'll have to kind of condense it because of the time that we have here. Before, of course, we hit it to our top of the hour break. One common option is to suggest that the passage of time is an illusion, exactly as Einstein famously described it at one point. Calling the passage of time illusionary misleadingly suggests that our belief in the passage of time is a result of misperception, and though it were some sort of optical illusion. But I think it's a little more accurate to think that this belief is a result from some misconception. Now, the author does write that he does have a book out there. It's called A Brief History of the Philosophy of Time. There's senses of this passage of time as an example of psychological projection, a type of cognitive error that involves misconceiving the nature of your own experience. That's a whole nother subject based off of your own interpretation of things and then how other people interpret it and so on and so forth. So with that being said, the article does go into a little bit more detail, but we'll condense it a little more. The passage of time is bound up with how humans represent our own experiences. Our picture of the world is inseparable from the conditions under which we, as the perceivers and thinkers, experience and understand the world. Any description of reality we come up will unavoidably be infused with our perspective, right? Our preconceived notions on how we live and our own experiences on what we live. So the error lies in the confusion our perception, perspective on reality with reality itself is. So I know it's a lot of words. It's a lot of big words. It's a lot of, does this even make sense? You might have just listened to this article that I just read to you here and said, I didn't get any of that. Or maybe you're like, yeah, that makes total sense. But if you want to read a little bit more on it, you can. Theconversation.com is the website to go to. Might I say, a lot of this conversation is definitely something that I almost thought of daily when I was getting into my teen years, getting into maybe 16, 17 years old, the questioning of things, right? And all of us have definitely been there, even if it's a small portion. But maybe you don't think too much about it. Maybe you think all the time about it. But what we know is true is that our experiences are there and we can share them with the world. And that's what we like to do here on WRMN, is share your experiences. That's what we do. And we're happy to do it. And we're happy that you have the opportunity to do so too. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. We'll be back with more in just a bit.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 12 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Hot Hands. Naperville officials are revisiting a proposal to create a specialized police unit for a mental health crisis response. Police Chief Jason Ayres noted that such a unit would provide expertise on mental health calls while freeing patrol officers for other duties, including speeding and e-bike complaints. City Councilman Ian Holzhauer described the program as essential, though some officials have raised concerns about funding amid tight budgets. An updated cost report for the proposed unit is expected to be presented tonight. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland are being sent home as part of a reorganization of domestic operations initiated by the Trump administration. In Chicago, roughly 200 Texas National Guard members are returning to base, while a similar number remain on standby. In Portland, California, National Guard troops are being reduced from 200 to 100, with remaining soldiers focusing on training. U.S. Northern Command says a constant, enduring, and long-term presence will remain in each city despite the drawdown. A Chicago Ridge woman has been sentenced to 21 years in prison for a deadly drunk driving crash that killed two siblings. 39-year-old Christine Brocious pleaded guilty last month to aggravated DUI causing death after the 2023 crash at Mack and Winfield Roads in Winfield. Prosecutors had sought the maximum 28-year sentence. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Berlin said Brocious' actions were beyond reckless and cost two innocent people, the brother and sister, their lives, adding the crash also deeply affected their family and friends. In Aurora, community leaders celebrated the start of construction on new permanent supportive housing aimed at vulnerable residents. The groundbreaking ceremony on November 14th brought together members of the Association for Individual Development, Hesed House, and the Neighbor Project, as well as local, county, state, and federal leaders. Speakers highlighted the collaborative effort to expand stable housing options at the future site on 2nd Avenue, emphasizing the positive impact the project will have on the community. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
The Bulls beat the Nuggets 130-127 last night. Josh Giddey had 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Bulls able to score the win despite a triple-double from Nikola Jokic. He had 36 points, 18 rebounds, and 13 assists. The Bulls are 7-6 with the win, 2-5 on the road. Just the first home loss of the season for the Nuggets. They're 6-1 at Ball Arena, 10-3 overall. The Blackhawks are back at United Center tonight. They'll take on the Calgary Flames. The Hawks have wins in 4 of 5. They're coming off a 3-2 home victory against Toronto. Captain Nick Foligno out 4 weeks. He's got a broken hand. Illini basketball, number 8 in the latest AP Top 25. Big game tomorrow night when they take on number 11 Alabama. The Illini women are home tonight hosting Murray State. Both teams are 2-1. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive.
I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. Today, cloudy with a high near 44. This afternoon, cloudy with a high near 44. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 40. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 53, with temperatures falling to around 50 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 42 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
The Live Like Rue Foundation is a 501c3 charitable organization that assists owners and their pets through a cancer diagnosis by providing financial and emotional support. In memory of a dog named Rue, the foundation helps local shelters and rescuers by sponsoring animals with cancer who do not yet have a forever home. Live Like Rue is a beacon of light during a dark time. For support for your pet or to donate or volunteer, please go to livelikeRue.org. Again, livelikeRue.org.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. We've got some fun things to talk about here. What's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area? Well, it is a Wine Down Wednesday today. Got some interesting wines that you can enjoy, many that you can find at local wineries and shops around the Fox River Valley area. And if you go to foxvalleymagazine.com, you can actually find the wines of the month. You can check them out for more information, view what's offered there. We did go through the wines of the month already. So we did go through, I think we did we? Yes, we did. We did go through the wines of the month already, but if you do want to check them out, you can find them. They're posted on foxvalleymagazine.com for the wines of the month. But you can also check out the dishes of the month too, this month's featured dishes, which we will be going through today because it is Out to Lunch. We got to talk about food, right? Of course. And if you want to still talk about food, listen to some good shows that do offer talk on food and more. You can listen to What's Cooking Today on CRN. We play it here on the stick. That's AM 1410 dial. And that is, again, with Michael Horn. Now, what is he going to be talking about today coming up 1 to 2? Well, it's the Affordable Wine Report and winter-proofing your home. On today's show, Larry Lipson, he's, of course, with the Affordable Wine Report, will be speaking here from 1 to 2 with Michael Horn, top wine picks that are under $20. Perfect for holiday gatherings without breaking the bank. Later, Meredith Sprecher from American Home Shield guides homeowners on how to winter-proof their homes, covering simple DIY steps, when to call a professional, and how home warranties can help manage costs. News highlights include Depression-era recipes that are making a comeback, rising childhood high blood pressure rates, and a man who powered his home for 8 years with recycled laptop batteries. It is never a dull moment on What's Cooking Today. Check it out. You can find the show already posted on the website, what'scookingtoday.com, or stay tuned here on WRMN. What do we have for the day today? I did go through the weather already, but it is going to be in the 40s today. We're going to be seeing it kind of rise a little bit in the 50s and then dropping into the 30s and 20s following the rest of the month of November into the month of December. So not really seeing a lot of heavy snow accumulations until late November. Till late November is what the prediction is as of right now. Now, maybe you're traveling on the roads. Maybe you want to know what's going to be happening here traveling on the roads. We, of course, have travelmidwest.com. It does tell you about what are the road conditions, any incidents that are up there, construction, special events, highway congestion, cameras, sensors, message signs, weather warnings, and more are all posted onto travelmidwest.com. So if you are planning to travel this holiday season, please make sure you check it out on Travel Midwest. Keep yourself prepared on the routes that you're taking so that you already are prepared to know where specific constructions are, incidents might happen. Again, incidents are not necessarily guaranteed. We don't really know until they happen. Hopefully they don't, but they will. So with that being said, keeping up to date on Travel Midwest is a really great opportunity to do that. That's travelmidwest.com. You can use your location and you can even pinpoint maps on if you're traveling to another state, the to and the from. And then in between the route you take, pop-up messages on where specific routes you might want to have to swerve away from, or maybe even Travel Midwest might be able to, with those reports, help you to navigate on different routes. But probably better to do so sooner to when you travel than not, but good to nonetheless still look ahead of time because a lot of those constructions that are posted on Travel Midwest do have those end dates, those general end dates. So it's really good to take a look at. Travel Midwest is a great website to use, especially if you are traveling for the holidays, making sure that you're checking up on the weather conditions, making sure you've got enough gas in your vehicle, your tires are set and ready to go, you have a spare tire just in case, you've got everything that you need. So lots of great sources out there too for you to help out. Of course, I know Kane County Connects, especially during the winter holidays, usually will post something that's coming up pretty soon. So you can find all of that and, of course, other connection websites too. Haven't gone through the National Day calendar yet, so I want to kind of breeze through that just a little bit here because I do want to talk about what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. So a day that's recognized today is National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day. Unique food holidays such as National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day gives us opportunities to break out of our everyday norms. Some people cannot have caffeine due to medical reasons, and others choose to avoid caffeine as a personal choice. Then there are millions of people who reach for the caffeine every morning, including myself, and sometimes all day long, which is also me. The same applies to carbonated beverages. Today's celebration combines the two of them, drinks that are carbonated and have caffeine. Now, caffeine acts as a central nervous system stimulant, which of course temporarily wards off drowsiness and restoring alertness. 90% of adults in North America consume caffeine daily. Some people notice sleep disruption after drinking beverages that contain caffeine, though others see no disturbance at all. Now, when I was younger, especially when I was a teenager and early 20s, when it came to drinking caffeine right before bed, it was absolutely no problem. And to be honest, it really wasn't until, I would say, probably the last couple of years. If I have caffeine too close to bed, sometimes I don't get the best night of sleep. I'll still sleep, but I might not sleep the best. I maybe will toss and turn a little bit more. So I do try to avoid coffee right before bed in comparison to how I used to be with those long nights of working on projects at college, having to stay up till 2 a.m. in the morning and having that cup of coffee or multiples, and then being able to sleep a little bit, but sleep nonetheless. And I usually would get a good night's sleep. But now as you get older, and it's different for everyone, obviously, of course, but now that I've been getting a little bit older, I'm not, I'm 28. So of course, eventually I've been having to cut back a little bit on the coffee, more towards bedtime so that I'm able to get a little bit extra sleep. But with that being said, that is recognized today. It is National Carbonated Beverage with Caffeine Day. Let's see some other days that are recognized. National Today calendar usually does host quite a few others that are out there. Some other days that are recognized. Let's see. It is GIS Day. GIS Day is international, celebrating the amazing technology of geographic information systems. This annual holiday is recognized today on the 19th, and you can find more information posted on nationaltoday.com on what this day is. There's a couple other ones. International Journalist Day is recognized today as well. National Camp Day, if you do like going camping. Let's see some other ones. National Educational Support Professionals Day is today. It is National Integration Day. National Lewis Day. That is the name Lewis. It is Women Entrepreneurship Day as well. And for a little bit of a laugh, it's also World Toilet Day today as well, too. I don't know if any of you have had dogs that drink out of the toilet. I have not, thankfully, but sometimes it does happen. The time is 12:15. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, we will discuss more on, we'll go through the month's featured dishes. As it is out to lunch, the must-try appetizers, entrees, desserts, or cocktails available at local Fox Valley restaurants in the area for the month of November and the featured dishes that they have. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day, and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN.
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast right here on WRMN, 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Noory with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. I'm liking this stylish, retro kind of fashion music I've got going on here on this playlist. I always like to kind of mix things up a little bit for you, as always. We hope you're enjoying the day so far here today. It is a Wednesday. It is a wine down Wednesday today. Now, of course, we did go through the wines of the month already. This was a couple days ago. If you want to watch that, that's posted under the live segments on our YouTube channel for the wines of the month. It was last week that we talked about. Let's go through the dishes of the month for this month of November. So these are the must-try appetizers, the entrees, the desserts, or even cocktails that are available at local Fox Valley restaurants. So if you're looking for something to kind of swing your mood, to be a little more upbeat, maybe you want to try something a little bit fancier or exquisite, or maybe something that's a little bit more on the comfort food. It is coming up to, of course, the hibernation season, and so many of us out there maybe do look for those comfort foods that do fill us up for the full tummies at night, especially during the colder days that are ahead. Well, of course, you can start off with Alexander's Cafe, the Great Pumpkin Pancakes. These are fluffy pumpkin spice pancakes. Now, these are crowned with candied pecans and that delicious cinnamon butter. You can pair it with 2 eggs of your choice of bacon or sausage. This is a comforting classic, capturing the warmth and flavor of the fall in every bite. That's the fall season, because it is still fall. And let me tell you, I have had these pumpkin pancakes before myself. They are delicious. You can't go wrong with them. And that cinnamon butter, oh my goodness, you can never put too much cinnamon butter on those pancakes. They are so good. That cinnamon butter adds even more sweet flavor to that pumpkin spice. So, and the cinnamon does add that little spice to it, but the sweetness of the butter really helps to balance that out very well. What I like to do with the cinnamon butter is I like to flip over the pancake and smush it together kind of like a sandwich and kind of rub them together so that it kind of equally creates a layer of some of that butter to kind of help to soak it up, right? Rather than just having it on the top. So you can find this, Alexander's Cafe. This is on North State Street in Elgin. It's a family favorite of ours to go to. We tried going last Sunday, but it was so busy. It was packed, which is good. It means they're doing good. It means people want to go there. They always usually on Sundays have a lovely piano player that's there too. That's Alexander's. You can go to the Elgin location or the St. Charles location. If you're looking for something that's a little bit of a fancier dish with kind of that comfort food name in it, it's a BLT, but not just any old BLT. It's a BLT wedge salad with butcher cut bacon. Now you can find it at the South Barrington location of the Gregory is what it's called. This is on West Higgins. And then it includes a BLT wedge. It's dressed with creamy Roquefort and topped with juicy tomatoes, pickled red onions, and chives. And it's all brought together with a thick cut slice of caramelized butcher-style bacon. So if you want to give this food style a try, it's that comfort BLT, right, that we all love and enjoy, but in a fancier presentation. You can find it at the Gregory that's in West Higgins in South Barrington. If you do enjoy some sea bass, you can enjoy the Greek style of sea bass. This is a whole branzino, grilled and roasted with garlic and herbs, served with Greek potatoes, as well as herb-infused olive oil and lemon. And yes, you get the whole fish as well. If you want to give it a try, that's at Citygate Grill. That's at Calamos Court in Naperville. Another one that you can try is the macadamia crusted cod. So this is, when you think of like a breading, usually you think of bread as a breading. Well, this particular dish uses macadamia nuts to make the crust. And this is Two Brothers Roundhouse. They have their bourbon cream sauce incorporated into their dish. You get broccolini and also wild rice. It's a nice warm dish to have for the colder temperatures, and you can find it on Broadway. That's Two Brothers Roundhouse in Aurora. Another one to enjoy for the fall season of November is a delicious treat known as pumpkin cheesecake. Now this is at Niche, and it is pretty niche if I do say so myself, in Geneva. It's cranberry apple butter that's on there. You also get candied pepitas, pumpkin dulce de leche, cacao nib crumble, and cafe de olla ice cream. It's also on there too. So it's a very fancied candy dish that you can enjoy, and it's pumpkin cheesecake that you can find at Niche in Geneva. So that's the list. Those are the featured dishes of the month for November. Now, I'm predicting here too that I'm thinking maybe for December, we might possibly be seeing either some turkey, chicken, or some sort of a festive treat to enjoy. Maybe a Jell-O and cake, or maybe a specific style of dish that's usually served for the holidays, especially for Christmas. Those are some things that you can check out. Maybe we'll see something that's maybe a Hanukkah dish or a Kwanzaa dish as well. So that's something that we can look forward to for the month of December, and we'll see what they've got in the near future, because it is already almost the month of December. So we talked about those month's featured dishes. We also did already go through the, we went through the wines of the month already. I think what we'll do, because we have some time and it was just posted today, we'll go through the beers of the month with the time that we have here before we kick it off to our Tradio segment. So these are some featured selections of craft beer created by local Fox Valley area brewing companies. Now, if you are an NIU Husky yourself, you can enjoy this one as long as you're of age. This is the Husky Seltzup, cherry lime crafted hard seltzer. That's a 6% ABV. Husky Seltzup is a crisp and refreshing cherry lime hard seltzer from Penrose Brewing. It's crafted in proud collaboration with the NIU Athletics. Bursting with real fruit flavor, it blends juicy cherry sweetness with that zesty lime twist for the perfect game day sip. Available at NIU football games in 2025 and at local retailers. You can find it at Penrose Brewing in Geneva. Another good one to have, you can find it at Scorched Earth Brewing Company in Algonquin, is the Doppelbock Dark German Lager. This is a 7.7% ABV. You can climb to the top of the mountain with them and enjoy their 2019 silver medal GABF award-winning Doppelbock. This is a German-style Doppelbock created using the traditional German decoction-style process that is full of malty aroma and flavors. At the front, you'll get a malty, toasty, dried fruit aroma and flavor, and at the end, a light caramel and sweet chocolate. This dark German lager will warm you up on the coldest days of the winter. Next on the list is the River Valley Belgian Triple. It's a 9.1% served with their new anniversary goblets, established in 2022, celebrating 3 years of operation with their goblets. River Valley Triple is a complex, strong, yet deceptively smooth golden-hued triple with a creamy white head. Spiced fruit on the nose with notes of dried apricot and orange balanced with a touch of spicy white pepper. This big ale finishes clean, dry, and with firm bitterness that rounds the bready malt backbone. You can find it at Sturdy Shelter Brewing. Shumaway Avenue is where it's located at in Batavia. A couple more on this list that we want to mention here. The North Wind returns at Two Brothers Artisan Brewing. This is in Warrenville. As cold, frigid winds blow from the north, our Imperial Stout arrives, ready to stand up to the worst that Mother Nature can dish out. A flurry of flavor, North Wind boasts big notes of rich chocolate and coffee with a generous helping of hops. Full-bodied and flavored, and this is a Two Brothers seasonal favorite, ideal for those cold winter nights next to that toasty fire. And finally, you can enjoy this PB&J-inspired gluten-free soul ale. This is called the Lunchbox Legend. It's made with grapes and peanuts. It's a simple, elegant taste to enjoy, something to enjoy that reminds you maybe of childhood with that twist because it is an alcoholic beverage. You can have it all in a drink. Those lunch times at school of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is at Moore Brewing Company, Villa Park, Huntley, and Bartlett. This is the Lunchbox Legend, peanut butter and jelly inspired gluten-free sour ale. So if you want to give it a try, those are the flavors of the month, the beers of the month. We did go through the wines of the month, and now also the dishes of the month. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch. When we come back, we'll be in our Tradio segment. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, That'll be the time to call into the show here at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. Stay tuned for more. We'll be back into our Tradio segment in just a little bit.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Rain X. A Chicago Ridge woman has been sentenced to 21 years in prison for a deadly drunk driving crash that killed two siblings. 39-year-old Christine Brocious pleaded guilty last month to aggravated DUI causing death after the 2023 crash at Mack and Winfield Roads in Winfield. Prosecutors had sought the maximum 28-year sentence. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Berlin said Brocious' actions were beyond reckless and cost two innocent people, the brother and sister, their lives, adding the crash also deeply affected their family and friends. In Aurora, community leaders celebrated the start of construction on new permanent supportive housing aimed at vulnerable residents. The groundbreaking ceremony on November 14th brought together members of the Association for Individual Development, Hesed House, and the Neighbor Project, as well as local, county, state, and federal leaders. Speakers highlighted the collaborative effort to expand stable housing options at the future site on 2nd Avenue, emphasizing the positive impact the project will have on the community. Naperville officials are revisiting a proposal to create a specialized police unit for mental health crisis response. Police Chief Jason Ayers noted that such a unit would provide expertise on mental health calls while freeing patrol officers for other duties, including speeding and e-bike complaints. City Councilman Ian Holzhauer described the program as essential, though some officials have raised concerns about funding amid tight budgets. An updated cost report for the proposed unit is expected to be presented tonight. Hundreds of National Guard troops deployed to Chicago and Portland are being sent home as part of a reorganization of domestic operations initiated by the Trump administration. In Chicago, roughly 200 Texas National Guard members are returning to base, while a similar number remain on standby. In Portland, California, National Guard troops are being reduced from 200 to 100, with remaining soldiers focusing on training. U.S. Northern Command says a constant, enduring, and long-term presence will remain in each city despite the drawdown. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Want to read some action-packed, exciting pulp fiction? Read the works of Michael Tooman, now featuring their international crime thriller, I Married a Bot Madam. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. The paperback is also available at other book retailers. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Scilink.net. That's Papa Sierra Yankee Lima India November Kilo. November Echo Tango.
Fitting in shouldn't be hard, whether in life, on the court, or in the classroom. At Elgin Community College, you could find your place alongside those expanding their horizons, exploring rewarding careers, and achieving their dreams. A place for doers, thinkers, and believers. At ECC, we see you, we believe in you, and you'll fit right in. Learn more at elgin.edu/belong.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Hot Hands, America's favorite hand warmers. This afternoon, cloudy with a high near 44. Tonight, cloudy with a low around 40. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high near 53. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with a low around 41. Looking ahead to Friday, partly sunny with a high near 52 and a slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Currently, it is 43 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14. We are serving you, the listeners, the community, the Fox River Valley. Yes, how strong we are as a community together. I always like to say that. And I mean it too. I do. We have such a beautiful community. Elgin, South Elgin, Hampshire, Burlington, St. Charles. We have a wide range of different amenities, businesses, organizations that all work together to make up what is the Fox River Valley. There's the flow of the Fox River, right? And when you're going either north or south, you get to see so many different interesting things. Each individual city, town, and village has their own unique hospitality. And it's great to see that, especially not just online, but physically in person too. I was talking a little bit about this earlier here. I know I'm doing a little bit of a ramble here, but I mean it full-heartedly. I mean, you look in downtown Elgin, for example, we've got holiday decorations already up. You know that we're going to start to see some beautiful painted windows. Some businesses have painted windows. You're going to start seeing some pop-ups here and there. It's really bringing together such beauty within these different organizations, these cities, these towns and villages. And especially in the Fox River Valley area, there's not a single town that doesn't operate that way. There's not a single town, village, or city that operates without holiday spirit. Every single one does. And that's the beautiful thing about living in the Fox River Valley area. That's the beautiful thing about being here on WRMN and being able to share with you, and that you also can share with us all the cool stuff that's out there. Because there's a lot, and it's unique, and it's special, and it's awesome. So we just always like to say thank you. We like to say thank you to all the listeners out there for all you do. And if you are ever interested in coming onto the air, sharing your story, please feel free to do so. Reach out to us. We would love to be a part of the journey with you. Let's go through our Tradio segment here. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, then of course, now's the time to dial up on those phone lines here at 847-931-1410. Or if you want to text us, you can at 505-926-1410. If it's got to go, post it here on Tradio. You never know who might be listening in. You have a specific item. You're like, I don't know if anyone's really going to want this. Hey, you might not know. You might look at it and be like, this is trash. But to another person, it might be pure gold mine, treasure for them. Just what they're looking for. This is the opportunity to do so. Don't hesitate. Call us today, 847-931-1410, or you can text us at 505-926-1410 if you have any items you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or want to make any announcements. Maybe you have a particular thing that's going on. Maybe you have a church organization that is hosting something. Please feel free to let us know. Share that information with us. I just received a picture from Nancy, and I'll share it during the show probably later today. So stay tuned for that. That'll be Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Yes, the scheduling. Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. We've got, of course, What's Cooking Today, which will be Wind Down Wednesday today from 1 to 2. Talk Time with Tammy and Friends from 2 to 4. A Political Talk Show with Dennis Sonar Green from 4 until 6. And Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer from 6 until 8. We've got here some Tradio callers. Jackie called in yesterday. She's looking for an Avon representative in the area. So if anyone out there is an Avon representative, maybe you know someone, maybe you sell Avon personally, or maybe you work with a representative in the area, she is looking for one. So please feel free to reach out. And that number to dial is 847 347 0057. Again, 847 347 0057. That's the number to dial if you want to reach out. And that's Jackie. Another Tradio caller here is Jeff. Jeff's Train World. Always listens to us here. Always greatly appreciate that, of course. He's looking for trains, preferably cars, but any train memorabilia will also do. As I said, trains. There's the train going right now. You probably can't hear it. Maybe you can. Can you hear it? I don't know. I don't know if you can hear it. You probably can't. Maybe just a little bit in the distance if you really listen. But if you're in the area, you can hear the train now. So that's kind of funny. I was just literally mentioning trains and the train goes off. So that worked out pretty well. That's 630-251-2956. That's Jeff. That's 630-251-2956. Another Tradio caller here is an RV fridge for sale. It's a model 2554 LB. It's 110 volts, LP gas, AC, DC, and he'll take $400 for it. He originally paid $900. Now he also does have separately, or you can get them together at those prices, but he also does have a set of tires for sale. They're 245 by 60 by 18. They are run flat tires. He'll take $200 for them. It's for a set of 4 of them. If you want to reach out, he's located in McHenry. That's 815-245-0670. That's 815-245-0670. Another Tradio caller here, Greg, is looking for those late 1800s to 1970s bicycles. They don't have to be all put together, too. They can be bicycle parts, pieces, or accessories. He's also looking for vintage Omega watches, men's and women's watches, and also those diver-style watches. He's a collector, not a dealer, so he'll pay a fair price for that, too. He also does have a Schwinn ergometric exercise bicycle from the 1970s. Now, this is a bicycle that's in pretty great shape for $50. He's also looking for old gas tether cars, which are old toy cars from the 50s and 60s. They had little tiny gas engines on them. A lot of them were made by the Cox Corporation. Maybe if you grew up during that time, you might know. Or maybe you've got some. He's looking for them. He's also looking for old racing go-karts, vintage racing go-karts, parts, pieces, or accessories from the 50s and 60s. He's selling a Lionel Pioneer Zephyr, 4 feet long in excellent condition. And then finally, he also does have a Hamilton Beach 3-head milkshake maker for $500. Reach out to Greg for more info today. That's 847-884-6033. That's 847-884-6033. Another Tradio caller here is looking for some camping gear. It's going to get a little cold outside, but he is looking for it. So if you're interested, reach out to him. That's 630-776-1427. That's 630-776-1427. And finally, another Tradio caller is Paul. He's looking for an older car or truck, preferably from the 60s or 70s. It can be a 2-door car or truck with a standard cab. They'll really take any. That's what they're looking for. Please feel free to reach out. This number to dial is 847-531-6383. That's 847-531-6383. Those are the Tradio callers that have called in. If you'd like to, of course, have the opportunity to add your name to the list and your item, that number is 847-931-1410. Wanted to also send some reminders out there to you as well on some programming. Our Wise Coffee Chat show with the Wise Business Alliance Network, that's with Jennifer Sanchez, has now been moved to Wednesdays. We had it today on Wednesday. It's during the 9 o'clock hour. Just wanted to throw that information out there to you. Previously, it was on Mondays at 11 o'clock from 11 to 12. Now it's been moved to Wednesdays, and that is from 9 until 10 o'clock. Wanted to also to remind you, too, on Fridays, we have Fridays with the Finest. This is with Chief Lally and usually guest, or maybe just herself. She talks about things happening with the local police department. And so it's always good and very informational to listen in. That's Fridays with the Finest. That's from 9 until 9:30 on Fridays. Followed by that, we have, of course, the Community Spotlight Show with Steve Thorin. That's from 9:30 to 10. He gives some great shout-outs on some local folks here in the Elgin area. Also does talk about some histories on some things, too. He shares stories and great memories. And then that's until 10. 10 to 11 is a featured music memory show. What were some of the top musical hit artists and songs during specific times and dates, especially in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and in the 80s. Usually a total of 16 songs are played, maybe 17 if we had a little extra one in there. But that's also a great show to listen to, too. And that's on Fridays. That is from 10 until 11 o'clock. We also do have Dino's Night Out. That's every Friday. That's from 2 until 4 o'clock. He's going to be having a very special guest from Food for Greater Elgin on. And if he allows me to, I might pop in there, too. I always enjoy doing the interviews as well. So, but he'll be having someone with the Food for Greater Elgin on. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up on Friday. And of course, A Political Talk Show is Monday through Friday. Free Speech Friday is always a really fun show to enjoy. We've got, of course, the free speech panel that's on, Cecilia Brooks. We also have, of course, David Tees. We have other guests that come on too. So it's definitely a good time to tune in. And then, of course, we also do have our weekend programming. We have Truth About Chicago Sports with Marcus Mack. That is from 8 until 9. Fantasy Football Blitz with David Tees. And John Payne is on from 9 until 10. Always some great conversations there, too. From 10 until 12, we have On the Rise with Mike Napolitano, as well as Nick Johnston and Dalton Cooper. And then we also do have as well Chief Guard of the Republic. That's with Michael Tooman and Paul Burvid. Well experienced in a lot of different things and life experiences as well. And that is from 12 until 2. And finally, of course, we also do have, wanted to mention it, from 12 until 1 on Fridays, we have Life Experiences with William Pellerinos. He's got a great guest lineup that's coming up for this Friday, so stay tuned for that as well. He always gives so much great information. And I always enjoy doing working the board here for the show as well. With that being said, we'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Stay tuned, and we'll be back. Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today. And speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language, whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp them all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch. We still have a little bit of time left before we kick it over to Michael Horn on that AM 1410 dial with What's Cooking Today. What's cooking today? Well, you're going to find out from him, of course. Let's see what's going on for the rest of the time, that we have here. I was going to mention some diners that you can go to. I kind of mentioned them in passing a little bit. Willie and Grace Diner, that is such a cool place to go to. Oh, my goodness. It's such a typical diner feel. I love it. There's Ray's Family Diner, Golden Skillet. There's, of course, Paul's Family Restaurant. So tons of different diners. I know talked a little bit about some of the diner settings today, especially with why so many of those glasses that you see, the coffee mugs, are the same at diners. We talked a little bit about the history there, too. Alexander's Cafe is another good one to go to. That's kind of a diner-style setting. So there's lots in the Fox River Valley area that you can go to. You can find them all on the map. They've got some good ones. Wanted to talk a little bit here on what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. So taking a look here, it seems that there are a couple different things. The Evergreen Pub and Grill tomorrow at 12 is having a special bingo night fundraiser. Chicagoland Dog Rescue, that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's 10% off sales. Will be going, it says 10% of the sales will be going to this organization. So it's their Chicagoland Dog Rescue Bingo fundraiser. Come play some free and fun bingo. Support this great organization. ChicagolandDogRescue.org is their website to go to. And this is the Evergreen Pub and Grill in St. Charles. That's where they're going to have this fun event to go to. Potawatomi Park in St. Charles is having a 20th anniversary Miracle Day blood drive celebration. This is Be Someone's Miracle. Now, this happened back in 2005 on the day of the 21st of November. A woman by the name of Amanda sustained severe traumatic brain injury with less than 5% chance of survival. She required multiple blood transfusions, surgery, and months of therapy. Miraculously, she recovered and has since made her mission to help save others. This year marks 20 years since that life-changing day. Please join her on the 22nd to celebrate this incredible milestone by donating blood and giving others the same second chance that she received 20 years ago. This is an event. It's going to be brought to you by Versiti Blood Center of Illinois. It's going to be at Potawatomi Community Center at 8 North Avenue in St. Charles. Drive is sponsored by Mary Bruno of Keller Williams Realty. Appointments are appreciated, but walk-ins are welcome. Very cool. They're going to be having lunch and snacks provided by local businesses, live music. It's going to be this Saturday, the 22nd of November from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Photo ID is required for the blood drive. Helpful tip to make sure to eat a healthy meal and drink plenty of water before donating. So an inspirational story there, and what a cool way to celebrate that miracle, that big miracle, 20 years. Some other things that are going on here as well, too. We'll take a little look here and see what's happening at some of the local stations. So there is a police training notice at the Aurora Police Station. Their special response team will be conducting training exercises today. That's going to be starting at 2 p.m. and it's going until 10 p.m. There will be a police presence along with specialized vehicles and equipment in the area. However, signs will be posted making it clear this is a training exercise. So if you're in that area, please give the officers space to work while they conduct these important exercises. So that was a police training notice posted by the Aurora, Illinois Police Department on Facebook. Let's see. Some other things, of course, that you can check out on local Facebook pages. They have the Rise Networking Group through the McHenry Area Chamber. They sponsored this year's event. This is for Ho 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 Bing. This is Tuesday, December 16th. And this is from the Village of Lake in the Hills on their Facebook page. It's going to be a mission to provide resources, education, and services to seniors and their families throughout McHenry County. It's Tuesday, December 16th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and it's at the Lake in the Hills Village Hall. It's $10 per person. You can register by December 10th. They have a website that you can go to, a link. So if you want to find that information, it's posted on the Village of Lake in the Hills Facebook page. Are you getting ready for the snowmobile season? Well, snowmobile season is almost here. What is being offered? Well, there is an offering of 3 snowmobile safety classes this winter. This is posted by the McHenry County Sheriff's Office. It starts November 29th, also December 20th, and January 17th. McHenry County Sheriff's Office, in partnership with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, has their snowmobile safety course that you can attend. It's on those Saturdays, those following days, November 29th, December 20th, and January 17th from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. And that's in Woodstock is where it's going to be located. They're offering 3 snowmobile safety classes this winter. It does say all Illinois residents age 12 to 16 or those without a valid driver's license must complete a snowmobile safety course before riding. These classes are free and they are open to the public. So please take advantage of that. Check it out. I know the Elgin Police Department also recently did post as well. Let me just go onto their Facebook page so I can give it to you. So I can show it to you here. This is the Elgin Police Department on their Facebook page recently posted. Congratulations to the winners and runners-up of their Halloween Extravaganza costume contest. A special thank you to the community partners and generous prize sponsors this year, Adrenaline Monkey, Walmart, Marcus Theater, and more. So they've got those there too. And of course, the winners. Very cool. You even see pictures of their cute little costumes. Oh my goodness. You've got Clifford the Big Red Dog. You've got Starbucks cup. That's so cute. French fries, McDonald's fries. That is so cute. Bride of Chucky. Very cool. So those are the winners, and you can find those posted onto the Elgin Police Department's Facebook page. If you do like things under the sea, coming up Friday, November 28th, it's Under the Sea Mini Camp, brought to you by It's a Girl Thing. Splash by this magical mini camp where your mermaid dreams come true. Guests will decorate their very own treasure box to put all their gadgets and gizmos aplenty in. It'll be, of course, some games will be included there, including bubbly mermaid games, a yummy breakfast of donuts and juice, and each little mermaid, not eat a little mermaid, but each little mermaid will get a special mermaid clip in their hair. It's $32 per child, ages 3 and up, and potty trained. It's a drop-off event. You can find it at 401 West State Street in downtown Geneva is where that's going to be. And that's posted on the What's Happening in Geneva page also. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. So much more I wanted to discuss, but only so much time. Stay tuned for more here. What's Cooking Today is next. We also have Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. I, of course, will join in on that. We have a political talk show and Big Top Sports. Stay tuned for more here on WRMN. We hope you all enjoy the rest of the day. Happy Wednesday.